3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome in truly across the world today for another very exciting Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants broadcast. If you're joining us for the first time, like so many of you are today, we are all about bringing conservation, adventure, and science into classrooms around the world. And you're catching us on a very exciting day for two big reasons. Number one, this is our first program featuring some of the amazing groups sponsored and funded by the Disney Conservation Fund. They have a bevy of programs coming up with us this year, and we're really excited to showcase some of the incredible stories from across the globe that have been supported by their incredible efforts. And two, this is February. This is our entire month solely dedicated to showcasing and celebrating the most amazing women in science and exploration on planet Earth. By month's end, we will have done 50 programs with Egyptologists, paleontologists, Arctic botanists, and more. It's been a wild ride, and you can catch all of it at our YouTube channel right here. Now, I'm so excited today because we are diving in a place that we almost never get to feature, China, and with an animal that is one of my favorite animal groups in the world that we've almost never featured, which is cranes. We are joined live with Hou Bo at the International Crane Foundation, savingcranes.org. She is the China program coordinator there, and she's going to explain a little bit today about these amazing creatures and the incredible work that her organization does to protect them. So joining us live, way too late. Most people are in bed by now, but she's joining us to tell us a little bit about these amazing creatures. So thank you so much for being involved today, and take us away.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. And I'm Hou Bo from International Crane Foundation, but I'm based in China as the China Program Coordinator. So today I would like to share some crane knowledge and some information about my organization. So next slide, please. Yeah. First, I want to talk about the story of our organization. So the story of International Crane Foundation, the ICF, it began in 1971. So you can see two gentlemen from Cornell University. They are students, and they love the cranes so much. So they decided to establish such an organization combining research, captive breeding, and reintroduction, landscape restoration, and education to safeguard all the 15 crane species. So 2 years later, in 1973, and with the great support of Ron Sawyer's family, the ICF hatched in Baraboo, Wisconsin. So the man with the red T-shirt is Ron Sawyer, and in white T-shirt is George Archibald. So they are two founders of ICF. But it's a pity that Ron Sawyer was passed many years ago. So now George is nearly 80 years old. So we are going to celebrate his 80 years birthday soon. So I hope you can join us to celebrate his birthday. So next slide, please. This is our first office in Sawyer's family. It's a red horse farm. Why we choose this because they wanted to captive breed all the 15 species of cranes. So they need a very large ground to have enough room for the cranes. So next one. And after over 50 years passed, and now our headquarters grows like this. You can see from the picture. Now it's nearly 300 Art Global headquarters in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and we have all the 15 species captive flock in our headquarters. And so when you pay the visit there, you can see all the 15 of the cranes at our headquarters. Except the crane exhibits, we also have guided and self-guided tours, a research library, a welcome center, and the 4 miles of nature trails. And you can register or pay the visit there and find some interesting in our gift shops with many crane themes. And every year, more than 25,000 people visited there. So this is our mission. But today, our SCF will reaches across the globe. So now we have the offices and the staff now in China, like me, and also in Africa, like Uganda, Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, and also in the US, the headquarters in Texas. And we work very strong partnerships with our local partners, like organization departments, the research institutions, the universities, the businesses, and the local NGOs. So now we have more than 125 staff globally, and also a very great network of hundreds of specialists all over the world. So next. This is a picture showed all the 15 cranes. You may tell, oh, there are 16, but the yellow one at the right is the chick. So except that it's all the 15 crane species. Next, please. This is a map showing where they are. And as you may know, some of the cranes, they are non-migratory birds, but most of them are migratory birds. Like you can see, like the cranes in China and also in Asia, most of the species are migratory birds. And in North, go back please. I'm sorry. In North America, there are 2 species. One is sandhill, the other is whooping. But now in China, we have 9 crane species. And next, please. Yeah, there are very nice pictures. I want to show the beauty of this species. And first, let me begin with the cranes in China. The one I want to mention is the Siberian crane. They are fighting each other. And thanks to the Disney Conservation Fund, we just finished our 10-year Siberian crane conservation program last year. And now the population increased to nearly 7,000. So it's a very great success, and thank you, Disney, so much. And the other one is white-lipped crane, and it's also very beautiful with the red face. So next, please. This one is the red cloud crane. It's very famous in China, and not only in China but also in in East Asia, and also like the Japan and in Korea, they are very popular. This one is domicile crane. That's my favorite one. They are not tall like a red cloud crane. I'm sorry. So next. These 2 are the black-necked crane. They are the only one which lived in the Tibetan plateau. It's very the latest species of cranes founded by specialists because their habitat is different from the others. The other one is the hooded cranes. You can see they have very white neck and head, but very gray body. Next, please. And the Eurozone crane is also named as common crane. And you can find it not only in Asia but also in Europe. So we call it common crane. And the other one is sandhill. Sandhill crane is not a local how to say the local bird in China, but we can say they also traveling migratory with the Siberian or common crane, and so we call it the sandhill cranes. And there are the population of sandhill crane is the most of all the 15 cranes. So next, please. This one are whittled crane. They are in Africa, not in China. And the other one is red-necked crane, or we can call it a Sarah's crane. It's in the South Asia, like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. And they are non-migratory birds. And this one is the tallest of the tallest birds. Next, please. Oh, these ones are red-crowned crane and black-crowned crane. They live in Africa. They have very beautiful feathers on their head, so they are facing the illegal traffic for them. And they also live together with elephant. You can see very from this picture. It's easy, but their color are very similar. One is gray, the other is black, and they are the only two species who can standing on the tree. Except these two, all the 13 crane species, they can't standing on the tree. So next, please. This is broadguard and also blue crane. The broadguard lives only in Australia, but the blue crane, they both live in Australia and Africa. And next, please. So this one is the whooping crane, and you can find it in your country. So why I put it as large as here separately, because this is the most rarest cranes of all the 15 crane species, because it's like the population is less than 900. And now, next, please. I want to share you a very good story about the conservation of these whooping cranes. From 15 to over 800, it's a very great step, and we spent over 50 years to conserve this species. And you can see from the map that they have different population. They have both migratory population and non-migratory population. And their body is totally white with a red head here. You can find it. And next, please. In 1980s, around 1,200 to 1,500 whooping cranes. They live in North America, and but after that, because of the habitat loss and the hunting and the egg collection, and the population became very low and nearly extinction. So in 1990s, a hurricane disseminated the already small Louisiana population, and the number of whooping cranes in the wild dropped to just 21 birds by mid-1940s. This picture shows the hunting. Next, please. So, in order to protect this population, and the ICF developed the whooping crane recovery plan. So that's the goal. We want to rebuild and restore a stable and diverse wild population of the whooping crane, and downgrade the species conservation status from endangered to vulnerable. But only 21 population, the 21 individuals of whoopings, it's very difficult to start. So what we do, you can see next slide, please. We have 6 separate projects. The first one is saving a species. The second one is breeding and costume rearing. The third one is reintroducing whooping cranes, and then we will protect their habitat. Then we also pay attention to raising awareness and also build the connection with the public. So ICF is the first organization in the US to do the whooping crane captive breeding. And also, as I mentioned before, our headquarters have 15 species. So we are also the only one organization globally to captive breeding all the 15 cranes. Next. For the breeding and costume rearing, you can see it's very difficult. People should wear a special suit, and so the chicks will not see the face of a human, and they use their hand, like use this model to feed all the chicks, and then they will release to the wild. So next, please. The interesting thing that at the beginning, the captive breeding population, they don't know how to migrate. So in order to teach the birds how to migrate, and our staff dressed like this, and they use the aircraft to leading the young whooping cranes from Wisconsin to their wintering grounds in Florida. The entire migration takes several weeks, so during which the birds face various challenges such as adverse weather and exhaustion among the chicks. Next, please. Next, please. So we are not the only one organization working for the whooping crane recovery plan. We also have many partners in the US. You can see from the map, many zoo, many foundation and conservation organizations, they work together with us. Next, please. As a public, you may ask, how can I contribute to such whooping crane conservation? There are two ways. One is report a whooping crane sighting. So you can click here is the website. You can log in and upload the location you see the whoopings. The other one is you can use the second one is a public engagement program. You can tell your family, your friends on social media why you support whooping cranes and also their habitat protection by sharing a message and a photo with the tag I gave a whoop hashtag. So follow and tag our social media channels on Facebook and Instagram. You can also join us. Next, please. Next, please. So we have calculated that for one captive and successfully released to the wild whooping crane, it costs $50,000 at least. So you can see from 21 to over 800 how many funds we use and also the our time to spend on this species conservation. So we are coming closer to those downlisting goal year by year. However, we're always learning something about the ecology of these birds. And why I share this case, because I want to tell you that for the animal conservation, it's very important to conserve the wild population, not develop or raise our breeding population. It's not a right way. But at the beginning, if the population is very low, we can use this method. So I want to share the situation here. So in the end, we will conserve only what we love. We will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we have been taught. And so next, here. This photo was taken by me last year at the Platte River in Nebraska. And the Platte River is a very important migration site for sandhills and also whoopings. You can see thousands of sandhills, but only one whooping. That's why you can understand why the whooping crane is endangered than sandhills. It's and if you wanted to see the cranes, I may suggest you to go there in spring during the spring migration. You can. I went there in February, so you can also do that. That you can see the high peak of the migration. It's thousands of sandhills. They fly back and fly out all around the Platte River. So that's the end I want to share. And so
Thank you.
back to
That's fantastic. And we're back row to the presentation. Thank you so much. I must say, having seen sandhill cranes in Florida in my life and having seen the gray crown crane in Tanzania, they're just some of the most special birds in the world. I really encourage our whole audience. go to savingcranes.org. There's so much to discover there. But this was an amazing overview of all the crane species. We've never had a program where someone has laid out every single species in a group. So there's few cranes, but they are mighty and wonderful. And we really appreciate all this awesome info today. So we've got a few questions for you already. You highlighted a lot of amazing zoos and places in North America that help breed and help save the cranes. Are there comparable places like that in Africa, in Australia, in China? Are there zoos working to help things like that, or is it mainly Canada and United States phenomena?
Okay, that's a good question because the whooping crane the population is so low, so it's better to use the captive breeding method to increase the wild population. But in China, it's different because so far all the except the Sarah's crane, the Sarah's crane has not been seen in China after 1980s. So the Chinese government are thinking about the reintroduction of Sarah's crane. And except Sarah's, the other 8 species in China are so far so good for the wild population. So what we do is to conserve all the wild population, not to do the captive breeding.
Okay, fantastic. And with preserving the wild population, we had a question about that. What does that entail? Does that involve stopping people from hunting them? Does that involve planting habitat that they can be? What's the actual on the ground work look like?
They all the cranes they live in wetland, not in the forest and also dry land. So the water is very important for them. And what we do for the habitat management is to manage the water level to ensure that the water level is not too high or too low for the cranes. That's very important for us and also for the cranes.
Yeah. Wetlands are a big topic that we feature here at Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants a lot. They're ecosystems that have been really damaged around the world. So it's really nice to see when people are taking a big interest in making sure that they're healthy for amazing species like cranes. You showed a picture of these people in the suits that were feeding the babies. And so people want to know, again, you have to be a special kind of person to be in a suit like that. You have to be a biologist or a conservationist. Tell us a little more.
Okay, that picture was taken in our headquarters. So far, we call it Korean City, but the Korean City is not open for public and even for us, for our staff. So last year, I visited our headquarters and I would like to visit the Korean City, but it's forbidden. Only some special you see the specialists and our only some of the staff they go to there and work there. So the cranes they can use to smell or of the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really that's fascinating. I would have expected that you, even working for the Crane Foundation, could go, but no, it's very, very special.
No,
You don't want
no.
to freak out the cranes. They have to be, they get acclimatized to the people in the suits, and specifically very cool.
Mhm.
So also to the point of them feeding them, what do cranes eat? Is it fish? Is it bugs? Is it what's going on? What kids want to know.
Okay, it's a good question. Cranes, they can eat both animals, the frog and also the snake and also the crab, like you see from the picture. But some of at some different stage, they eat this different food. If during the migration season, they usually eat the vegetables. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
Interesting.
also rice and also,
Really?
but yeah, in China, and they also eat the lotus.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the root of the lotus. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But at the breeding season, they eat the snake, the animal, or some rat, and to ensure they have enough energy to feed their chicks.
Fascinating. Thank you so much for that. What a cool creature. The lotus is really surprising to me. That's fantastic. And then they look really tall. So for our kids at home, these are really tall, elegant birds. Some of our students might never have seen a crane. How big can cranes get? How wide a wingspan? How tall standing? Can you tell us?
Okay, that's a good question. Normally, like I mentioned, the Sarah's crane is the tallest bird. It's taller than me, over 170
Wow.
meters. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So for our American classrooms, it's about over 5.5 feet tall. Because I'm 181 centimeters and I'm 6 foot basically. So that's huge. Holy.
But the normal level is around 150
Wow. That's still a huge bird. That like they're so
centimeters.
incredible to see a crane in person because it's
Yeah.
like a bird that's your size, which is really odd. So
Yeah.
I hope everyone gets that chance in life to see a crane because they're so special. Oh, go ahead.
I want to mention that when you see the crane in the wild, keep distance. They are tall and they are also at the breeding season. They are very sensitive, and so they may hit you with their mouth.
So that's the key. Enjoy them from afar. We cover that topic a lot of Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So we're nearing the end of the broadcast. Time flies and you're having fun. Is there any final message that you would like to leave us with about cranes, about this amazing work that you do before we say goodbye?
Okay, I want to share you a book. It's My Life with My Life with
okay.
Cranes.
What's it called? I can find the name of it.
My Life with Cranes.
My Life with Cranes. Awesome. And we'll encourage our classes to check that out too. And who's it by?
It's by our co-founder, George Archibald.
Yes.
And from this book, you will learn the history of crane conservation globally, and also the history of ICF.
Amazing. Well, I can't encourage our classes to look that up enough. It's not very every day that we have an actual book that you can check out and look at. I've never read that book, so I'm excited to read it. And again, savingcranes.org has so much more to discover as well. I can't encourage you to check it out enough. And I just want to say a big thank you to all our classes across Canada, the United States, hopefully China. This goes live and is viewable by anyone, so the more the merrier. And I want to thank you for joining us. Your passion is so palpable, and it's been such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll wrap up there. We'll say farewell. Stick around for when we're done our countdown, but I'll end our broadcast now and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.